Elsewhere, gun control activists have held vigils across the United States following the deadliest mass shooting in the country's history that took place at a club in Orlando, Florida.
We think of the lives lost and the families that are grieving tonight, and at the same time, to turn that grief into action. We cannot prevent all gun deaths, but we can prevent a great deal more than we are preventing in our country right now.
When I looked at elementary schools for my daughter, I felt I was focusing more on what's your plan on gun violence than what is your plan for math and reading, for example. So, just as a parent, I just want to do all I can do to enact stricter gun laws in this country.
Well, the massacre of 50 people by a gunman armed with an assault rifle has reignited the long-running debate on gun control laws in the U.S., with anti-gun advocates calling on Congress to act quickly. Top elected officials in the state of Connecticut have accused Congress of becoming complicit in these murders due to its deafening silence on gun violence. They say the shooting is yet another evidence for lawmakers to enact more stringent gun control measures. It's estimated that there are some 283 million guns in civilian hands. An average of 87 gun deaths and 183 injuries are recorded in the U.S. every day. U.S. civil rights activist Chris Dorsey joins us now from Richmond. Mr. Dorsey, welcome to the program. Orlando, Virginia Tech, Aurora, Columbine, Sandy Hook. How many more of these incidents do we have to see before there's a change in the gun measures in the United States?
Well, first of all of those instances that you talked about, Sandy Hook, I'll add San Bernardino, the Virginia Tech shooting, the incident that we just had in Orlando. They're staged events and they're carried out by the government. And what folks are hearing on television from the talking heads on the Zionist-controlled media are complete lies. And what we're seeing from the stock footage is showing us that these are drills and that these are staged by the government. And this is happening time and time again. And this has nothing to do with the people having too much access to their God-given right to bear arms. This has only to do with the criminal government carrying out nothing but psychological operations against the people. The government of the United States is engaged in war against the people. This not only exhibits itself in the police killing Americans by the thousands, but it also includes these psychological operations that occurred during Jade Helm 15 last year and that are occurring now during UWEX, which means unconventional warfare. And that's unconventional warfare 16. And that is the operation that the United States Northern Command is engaged in against the American people right now. And this is a part of UN Agenda 21, which is why they chose a gay bar to lionize and to promote, because they're pushing forward a gay agenda and they want to make homosexuals appear to be victims in this situation and make them appear to be also heroes in this situation. But I guarantee you, if that really happened and it wasn't a staged event, it certainly wouldn't go down like that.
Okay, Mr. Dorsey, let's focus on the issue of those gun deaths that are recorded on an average day-to-day basis. 87 gun deaths, 183 injuries are recorded in the U.S. every day. What has to change in the long-running gun culture in the United States to see, at least to see Congress address the issue in a more viable and more tangible manner?
Well, Congress cannot do anything to change the gun law, because the gun law is the basis of the Constitution. There's the First Amendment, which guarantees the freedom of speech and thought, and the Second Amendment, which enforces all of the other rights of the people, and that's granted by God, and it's enumerated in the Constitution. So man creates the government, and not the man is not subject to its creation. God creates man, and man creates government. So therefore, Congress can't do anything to take away the guns from the people. But the point is, the government is behind the drug trade. The CIA is sending all of the opium and heroin throughout the world due to the United States occupation of Afghanistan, and that the drug war is the #1 cause of gun deaths in the United States. And the drug operation is run by folks like Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton, the Bush family, and also this ties in with the shooting at the Pulse, because we saw Marco Rubio, who's associated with Bush's W. Bush's brother, Jeb Bush, in Florida, as part of a gay prostitution ring, as is the president of the United States, Barack Obama, aka Barry Soetoro, is known as a gay prostitute. This has been presented as fact and verified by a number of intelligence sources around the world, and that's because every leader in the United States government is compromised, and this is how they do it. They'll push forward these crazy psychological operations where the government is staging shootings and then blame it on the people and act as if everyone has lost their mind, when really it is the government who is psychopathic, and certainly not the people. And the people, again, create the government. So the government can't tell the people anything, and that's what the problem is. The government is controlling by force, which is not the rule of law. The government and the leaders need to be neutralized, and the leaders of the United States government, they need to be arrested for violating Article 3, Section 3 of this document, which is treason, and it will be easy to convict them in a legitimate court of law, which means we need to convict all of the Supreme Court members as well.
All right, thank you very much, U.S. civil rights activist Chris Dorsey, joining us from Richmond.